Late nights, been on long flights, stayed on strange time. It's a strange time in my life.
What's good, majesties? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos, you guys. I love you guys so much. If it's your first time coming across this YouTube channel, I like to say you're welcome, your majesty. Consider subscribing to this family of awesomeness, all right, to this imperial family. And yeah, it's free. If the subscribe button is red, it means you haven't subscribed already. Click on it and leave it gray. That means you will subscribe. Click on that bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video on all notification. I love that. I love that. So guys, I told you remember that black t-shirt shower challenge that I did, shower challenge that I did? Yeah, I'm about to tell you how I got swindled. Yeah, how I got swindled. Let's do like so. So I was at UNZA, okay? I was at UNZA, and the UNZA is the University of Zambia. That's where I was studying economics. So I was there for more than about 5 years, I guess, because we had like indefinite closures and etc. Anyway, I was supposed to be there for 4 years because I was pursuing a degree. So what happened is, I think, let me even just be about my makeup. Just wait.
Okay.
Fam, so imagine I have been talking the whole time. I'm literally telling you a story and I didn't realize that my camera was paused. See how much work I have done already. I feel so bad. So this man, I met this man in a common room. A common room is like a place where the height of the school, like the peak is like 3rd year. Hey, that's when people just say, no, I don't want to do this this major, I want to do another thing. But I would advise, if you are at that school, I would advise that if you want to change your major, you decide in 2nd year. It's easier. It's easier because some people then, because econometrics can be hard, like gets hard for them, like even more than statistics, then they say, oh my god, this is not what I signed up for, and then they change. So the advice for you to test the waters, feel how 2nd year is gonna be like by maybe 2nd year. If you really think you don't have the muscle, the mathematics, go do demography or development studies. Or I'm not saying those are bad courses, no, I just feel like we all are strong in different things, like, yeah, that's what I can just say. I minored in development studies, and I can say I wasn't very good at it. Like, I wasn't, for sure. Like, it's one thing I wasn't, but there were people that were very good, like knowing all the development things and etc. And yeah, that's their maybe like their interests and the area that they really catch things easily. It was a different thing for me. I can almost say my minor felt harder than my major, but my major felt it. I felt my major too. Anyway, so I was in this common room. I was waiting for my friend who was supposed to go for like a group study. Yeah, so that's how I found this man, and he starts talking to me. Hi, so how are you? I'm like, I'm fine. No, and I am already irritated. Like, bro, I am so tired about school right now. I don't want any chatty. You know how sometimes school can get. If you haven't been like to university, this is not something like mockery or something. No, I believe that we have different paths in our lives. So man, maybe school is not for you, and that's okay. If you did go to school, good for you too. It happens for some, and for some it doesn't, and I respect that. So that's when this guy starts talking. How are you? Really fine. I'm fine. I'm trying to say, bro, I'm literally not paying attention to you right now. Can you please just see that I don't want this chatty thing to be happening right now? And he just sees us out here trying to talk to me, trying to say whatever. So then he starts telling me about his company. I'm gonna cut so that we just keep to, you know, the part. And it's quite a long story, and I hope that you get the weight of it. Maybe me explaining it might sound lighter because I'm cutting some things and I can't express the emotions that were involved. So now I start talking about him waiting for somebody that he came to talk to at the place, and then he starts talking about his company and things that they're doing for women and the children and the vulnerable, you know, etc., and how he's working with the Ministry of Lands and oof. Wow, yeah. So that they were focusing on something climate change, but they also wanted to involve like young people in it, etc. So guys, I haven't put together my makeup kit since I came back from home. Like everything was just scattered. Yeah, how they are doing this thing, and how that the Ministry of Shani and Climate Change, Shani and Industry, yeah, something like that, I'll remember, wants to involve like the young people, you know, to be Shani, to be part of it. And I'm like, oh man, that's what I've been looking for. You know how those like you see things online where people even go to other countries. Guys, it's been a long time I've been wanting to go to another country, like different, like travel. I believe to be a dream come true soon, as long as God keeps me alive. I'm trying. This brush is small for this purpose, but you're gonna have to make it work. I don't know why I'm wearing powder today. I seriously don't know. So, and then he tells me, he's like, oh, so guys, this is so basic. It's not like a tutorial. I'm just trying to work around my face and just do something about it. It's like, yeah, so that's what we're doing. So the ministry wants the young people involved, etc. So now at that time I was like, okay, you got my attention, you know. That's how he I'm like, that's something I've been wanting. So that's how we exchanged numbers. He had shown me his papers of what he's working on, etc. Like things were legit, you guys. I'm trying to use some of it. Something that I laugh at my friends for using because I was using Echo, but here we are. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So he's like, you could also as well attend as long as it's done through me. Some sort of like an agent or a person who goes there, you know. You can also do it, etc. I'm like, amazing. Why not do it, you know? So he's like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, interesting, but yeah, I gotta go, my friends and all of that, we need to study. Oh, then now we get in contact. Whenever he's in school, he would call, we talk about the progress, etc. Then he tells me there was gonna be that meeting which he talked about. And then, you know, every government meeting, whenever I attend every government meeting, of course, it's supposed to be some sort of payment. If you attend a government meeting without any money coming out of it, you know, my friend, you are not my friend. I do not know you. Interesting, yeah? Literally, government must pay me for sitting down. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, yes. So that's how this guy, this man actually, is like a man in his 30s. Yeah. I'm like, that's interesting. So it's like, no, prepare such things that you want to talk about the climate and everything. I'm like, oh, amazing. Okay, we're gonna do that. Then he told me, no, the secretary, after the day was about to reach, like, no, that meeting was postponed. Okay. And then he's like, and then another thing that they want is for you to be able to get the money. They don't want to just do it as individuals. So you have to be like in like a group kind of situation, so that it's easy when they disseminate the money finances. They can at least track them by that, like record them by that. I'm like, okay, sounds okay. So it's like, for you to do that, you need to be in a group and have some form of documentation. Oh, what documentation? Then he gave us an idea. Or you could be like maybe a consultancy firm, like some sort of, you open even with Pakram, you know, kind of what they are doing now. If you have to be on government sponsorship or like government help for like your business. I'm like, okay, and it was like the way it's legit now. Yeah, it felt legit even then. I think it was legit. So I'm like, oh, okay. So that's how I told my friend. I'm like, oh, there's this man who's saying this and that. Please, maybe you come and hear him for yourself. Shout out to you, RCG, and your family. Yeah, so I'm like, you should come and hear what this man is saying. It sounds like a very amazing thing. And you know how after this we're gonna go like muchalo, you know, like we're done with school and we'll be looking for things to do. So this will be quite a good start. What do you think? I was like, oh, sounds good. But yeah, let me also like yeah, but you also have to see him and hear him speak. This is how we met with him and my friend, and he explained, and all the previous days he had talked about those laptops that they are laptops that were sent to his company for like charity kind, like a usage, you know, not like for sale, etc. I don't know how I came to talk about my laptop having a problem. I don't know if it's because I thought that since it's for charity, can as well give me one. I don't know what thought process I had at the time. So it's like, okay, but I'm like, my laptop is giving me problems. I don't know how to fix it. I think it was a virus issue that I tried to have it cleaned. I don't know if the guys were just not doing a good job. I don't understand up to now. Yeah, so that's how if I'm like, I don't understand. Maybe the guys are just having an issue. This is a broken palette, but it's so good. I've never let go of it. It works so good, you guys. Like, it's got amazing colors. Here we go, you see that? And yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. So he's like, oh, they are for charity. But then later he was like, but you know, I could assist you with one. However, I need to ask my colleagues that I work with. Say there's somebody who's in need, and this is what is happening there in school, and their laptop is proving to be a problem. I'm like, yeah, that would be good. You would really have helped me. I was like, okay, I can do that. Next day, he's like, oh, what they want is I can't give you for free. You have to pay like 1,000. Already, my friend and I had gone to Parkride to have the company name registered. So what happens is if you go there, they have to check in the system and check if that name doesn't like there's no company name like that. So that's how me and my friend were so excited. Guys, this was like a long-term thing where you even get to a point you say, okay, this is legit. So that's how we went to Pakra. We even had our name, AGS, something, I don't know, something like that. It was just like something consultancy. Guys, it felt amazing. Like, oh, we're going to begin something and we're going to be using this thing. We'll be working together, etc. So that's how my friend, he told us that because if you have to complete after the name has passed, you have to pay some sort of amount. And he said, no, I can assist you with that. I'm like, since our hands are tied, we don't have funds that we can use right now. So I was like, no, don't worry about that. I can help you with that, because he's got like the funds that he's getting from the same place that he's telling us about. So he's like, I'll help you guys. We're like, okay, that is really so cool. So that's how we went back at the park ride. They told us, oh, the name has passed. Of course, yeah, the name passed. And then now it was just time for him to pay for the other thing, like for the name, the registration of the company. And we were so excited. But all of a sudden, and during that process, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna help you with the laptop. I just want he's coming and bringing the laptop. I just want my colleagues to also sign, you know, like this laptop is gone. Then he said, I've been told they say that you have to pay an amount for it, etc., for you to get it, like at least 1,000. So I'm like, a good new laptop, Core i5, is that how you say it? Core i5? iCore 5? HP, whatever. I'm like, oh, that's a very good deal. So since I'm having so many problems with my current laptop, I'm just like, my heart is just soft to this deal right now, you know. And that's how I said, okay, what will I do another time? I didn't have like food in my, I didn't have food, like the food in my, at the dormitory. I really needed some food at the time because the funds that I had run out. So I'm like, okay, so if maybe I sell this laptop that I'm having, and then I use 500 to buy food, and then I use the other 1,000 to get that laptop, because I had literally no funds, guys, no funds at the time. And then this is an opportunity to just come at my doorstep. I'm like, okay. So that's how I agreed. Then I even found a buyer for my PC and I sold it. Surprisingly enough, my buyer was so happy to have gotten that PC at 1.5, though it was like from a certain price, then it ended up being at 1.5. Up to now, I think that was a very, very dumb, one of the dumbest moves I've ever done. Like, that laptop was okay. Then he knew, he was like an expert in laptops and whatever, so he knew what to do with it after that. Then it was running and properly, and I found it working perfectly at the time. I'm like, man, why did I sell my PC? It's just that sometimes I feel like when some people know stuff, they can't just tell you. If that guy just told me he needed to fix my PC and I pay him an amount, maybe I could have fought to look for it. So he never told me, and all of a sudden my laptop is working perfectly, and now I make that first payment, because of like I make a little bit of the payment and then they bring my laptop. So every time I called him, oh, I'm bringing it this evening, I'll meet you. Wait, nobody comes. I'm like, but I even sent some of the money already. No, Shashani, you know, like there's every reason for why that maybe he didn't show up. Sometimes I would wait until, I don't know, 21 or something. He's just like, I'm coming, I'll be coming. I'm like, what kind of business is this? So now I'm regretting that I let my laptop be bought at that price first of all, and then I find it working perfectly. Somebody would have just told me to say, oh, this is what needs to be done so that the system can be back and active. I felt so bad, you guys. Like, I felt like people don't help, but they do. When I've grown, I've had people help me a lot. Many people that have helped me, so I don't say that people don't help anymore. Like, people help a lot. Yeah, so now it starts becoming stories. Oh, I'll be coming and he never falls out. I'm becoming and he never shows up. I'll be coming and he never shows up. So now I'm hurting, and now later he tells me, no, custodian this, whatever that. And then he said, no, they have just said, I tried to beg with them, they have said, unless I give him the whole amount, the whole 1,000, please hurry and whatever. Like, this is the person that we have done, can I say a lot with? What's that? Like, we've had conversations and we've gone through things and we've built like a trust thing, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so I wasn't alone. Even my friends were not like very what about like you know, it just sounded like a good deal. So that's how it just ended up like that. I would call him, I was hurting, you guys, like bad, major. I didn't have a laptop, and you know how it is when you're at the university and you don't have a laptop, it's hectic. And then I can't start telling my uncle that, oh, another laptop, when another one had broken in, should be first year, my roommate broke it. Guys, I've had some heartbreaking moments in my life, for sure. They broke it and they refused that they didn't. Guys, I was broken. That's another story I can tell you. I can tell you about it later. Comment below if you want to hear about it. Yeah. So in a room where I was like a whole different roommate, my other roommates had a whole different lifestyle, and I was hated for it. You get? So that's also another good story, uni story. So that's how I just even paid him whatever had remained and sent the money. I'm like, I've said I'll bring it, and then it became another story of just I'm coming, or I'm coming. This other time he came, I'm like, but why haven't you come with the laptop? That's what I've been waiting for. No, the guy I'm waiting for who's got the keys to the office where the laptops are found, he said he'll be coming very shortly, whatever. And no, the offices are not. Another dumb thing, guys, I never visited his offices, okay? Like, how did I never ever think about it or ever go there, you know? No, he'll be coming, so that's when I'll get the laptop from him. He's delivering, etc. I'm like, bro, I really need it, because I really need to do school with it, you know? Like, I'm really actively studying now. It's third year, and third year is like one of those toughest years in economics, because you have econometrics. It's not a joke. Econometrics doesn't joke, guys. Yeah, so that's how this guy, he is now giving me stories, and the stories, my heart is just tired ish. And now we enter into the next year, fourth year now. And you know, in fourth year you have to prepare dissertation. Is that the word I was looking for? Some sort of representation that kind of seals all your studies, you know, that kind of thing. That one also just ate the weight out of me. It was just, oh my god. Like, from your own idea that you have to, at the end of the day, say the hypothesis, this is it worked. It's just so weird how those things, like, you come up with those things and you, at the end of the day, prove it. So, fast forward, he never paid for that company thing that he said he was gonna pay. It was everyday calls and calls and calls on my laptop. It was also everyday calls and calls. One time he came and he had a swollen face, you guys, like swollen face and cuts. I'm like, what happened to you? He's like, no, I had an accident, etc. I told my friend was like, no, I think he was. I'm like, bro, he looks like he was beaten. And then she was like, I think he was. At the time now, we started suspecting that he was a fake. We had started suspecting that he was just a fake person, you know. And she just wanted to swindle people, etc. And then went on Facebook and found that people were talking about the same. Like, there's a person who's aspiring to be like a certain person. We found like there's another guy who had the same name that was like, no, it's not me, you know. Kind of like somebody reached out to him like, bro, is this you who's doing this? Then he goes like, no, it's not me. Then another person had commented on the same page saying, no, I was also done the same. Like he had done a few things to people, like made deals with people and ended up not delivering. That's how it was. But then it was like he was just somebody who was up to swindling people. And no, even I have, like, he was like the company that he was doing was also like installation of CCTVs, you know, the kind of technical things, like installation of CCTVs, yeah, like things in that line. That's what he was doing. So anyway, I had even visited his page at the time. It even showed like some active work, you know what I'm saying? Like, it even showed some active work. It said this person is legit ish. I don't know, they're like, people have a way to make something legit. Anyway, and in the process, before we even got to the part where I sold my before we even got to the part where I sold my laptop, he even brought us t-shirts from his company, me and my friend. That's the same t-shirt that you saw. If you haven't watched that video, I'm gonna link it up. A black t-shirt that I used for my shower challenge. So, and yeah, man, it was a cool t-shirt, like a very nice t-shirt. Looks nice. People use, every now and then people ask me whenever I wear that t-shirt. I don't know why. Like, oh, where is this company? Oh, this t-shirt, whatever, I don't know. So he even brought us t-shirts. So it kind of, guys, like, it built trust, and I felt like, oh, maybe you can wear these when you've gone to those meetings, so that, you know, you kind of have like an identification to start with. Like, oh, my company has been got t-shirts and whatever. Like, he made us believe, you know. He made us believe like it was legit. Then the person comes with cuts. I don't know what to think. And then this guy doesn't just deliver. So it was a full year of me complaining. Later I got a tablet. I don't know how I got that tablet, if I bought it or somebody or my uncle gave it to me. I don't remember, because my uncle was so mad. Like after I told him about the same, like I got swindled, it's like, how many times am I gonna get a laptop for you? So I struggled my 4th year very much, guys. It's an understatement. And I thank you, my friend, so much, who I did the dissertation with. Dissertation, I don't know if that's the correct way of saying it. That's Asio, my girl. You are sent from heaven, I promise. I used to use her laptop when I'm researching. We used to just exchange whenever we're researching, because we did it together, and hey, she made my life quite easier. So there were days when if I've researched something, I go and fill in the information that I got, and then she'll obviously get it back because she needs to study, etc. And then I used to use a tablet to, you know, you have a tablet, you can't really, it's just different. So that's how we worked the whole year. I was just complaining, kept calling, sometimes no calls. And then after discovering that on Facebook, we're like, oh, maybe that's why. So there are two things. It's either he was a really legit. It's English for these days. Guys, don't judge me. It's either he was a legit person but his business failed. And that's how I felt, that he was a legit person. After today, that's how I think. That he was okay, but he mismanaged his business. And it failed, and then he had found himself owing people. But again, it also could be true that he was probably a scammer. I mean, there were just so many people that were like, oh, even me, he did this, then he didn't deliver that, or he got my money, then he didn't install the CCTV. Maybe it was just a scammer, yeah? Comment below if you think he's a scammer or he was just a failed businessman. So that's my swindling story. That's how my laptop got swindled and how I suffered in my 3rd year and 4th, with the fact that I didn't have like the tool to use. But I appreciate my uncle so much. He made so much effort in giving me the tools to use. In 1st year, my laptop got broken. If you want a story about that, comment below. In 3rd year, and he gave me another one after like many tries because he was so upset. And when I told him that, I think he thought it was a lie. So he gave me another one. I'm super grateful. Thank you so much, Uncle Lewis. Yeah, I'm super grateful always. And then even that one that he gave me, I got swindled. I'm like, how many times are you gonna go back to somebody and say, my laptop, this, my laptop? He just couldn't have it, and I totally understood. Yeah, so that's how my black t-shirt story, that t-shirt that I have now, that's where it came from, and from my swindling story. And yeah, some people can say it's lame, but most of the times we are caught off guard like that. And man, that's how it happened. Like this video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching up to this end. Make sure you like this video. I hope you enjoyed me doing my makeup. I really hoped that we had started together, but the time I was beginning to do and I was talking, I thought that my video was running while it had, like, I had paused it and I forgot to unpause it, so I had to start the story all over. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. At the end, you know, I already know I love you guys so much. Remember to give this video a like and comment below what you'd like to see next on my video. I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. I love you so much.